Right, first time doing the live. Don't know if the sound is working or not. Alright, this is the first time I've done a live. I'm heading back from picking up some spice supplies. Not sure if the sound is working or not. So it's been a crazy few weeks. I've had a lot going on the personal side and business side. Personal side, Yukong and the baby in China. I was recently in China before Christmas. I went over, but I could only stay a few days because I needed to come back and work. And I'm going back on Saturday and stay for another few days or for a week, and then we'll all come back together. And then it's back into all the shows. So there's not much planned for the next few weeks. And then February I'll start getting back out to all the ag shows and stuff again. Whatever's around WA, have our stall up, selling what we can, getting more brand awareness about the brand. Now, I don't know if a lot of you know, we used to supply a lot of IGAs and stuff before. So we're in all the BWSs, the beer, wine and spirit, the Woolworths stores under JJ's beef jerky. And so the two flavours, original and chili, plus the pork crackle, bacon and roast in those stores. But that's only WA only. It's not in the rest of the states. So if you want to pop into them stores, you can grab our stuff. Now also, Luke from Forrest & Co. He's a confectionery company. He's now starting to put our beef jerky and crackle into the IGAs again. So a lot of the IGAs we used to be into before COVID, we're going to start going back in. So Luke sorting all that out. There's just a little bit too much of the admin for me to deal with all the IGAs as well, where Luke's already going to him to do his candy and stuff. So it makes it a lot easier for him just to jump in, distribute to those stores as well. Obviously there's not much money in it for him or for us, but that's okay. It's just about getting the products out there to all the customers. And we're working on some other things. So our crumbs, the pork rind crumbs, we're doing okay with them. I'm looking at the different packaging options to package them better, because at the moment we buy the pouches from Pouch Direct in Melbourne, and then we put stickers on them. I would like to have all nice printed up bags, but the cost, the amount you've got to do gets pretty expensive. So I can only do a little bit at a time. All of our small bags are all in printed bags now. So I'll just go in popularity of products. So the more popular the product, the more I can get the bag done. But just a lot of expenses, people don't realise how expensive it can be to run a business. Some of the customers out there are in business and they know, some not. It's just every little thing costs, and everything's just going up and up. Just even down to the gloves, you might go through a box of gloves a day and you think, oh, that's not much, $19 for a box of gloves. But it adds up, that $19, and then the cleaning chemicals, because the factory, every afternoon, the factory's cleaned for around 2 hours, 2.5 hours, and that's every day. So all the chemicals, all the aircon, the lights, the power, it's all very expensive. And like the new freezer for the pork rind and stuff, that's put the electricity bill up nearly $150 a week running that. So that's gone up a lot more than I thought. And but what can we do? We needed more storage space, so we had to do it. So we just soldier on, and we're doing the best we can. We're pretty much up to date now with the internet orders. Might be just one or two orders behind each afternoon, but we're getting there. We're catching back up again. So I'm heading back to the factory. So what I'd like to know is how many customers out there, or how many people that watch our YouTube channel are in their own business. So if you can leave a comment and let me know. I'd also like to know what you'd like to see as far as, it's the sunglasses, what you'd like to see in the videos. Would you like to see more of just manufacturing the product, that type of video, or you like to see a bit of a mix of, the factory, the shows, the family? I wanted to try and make this YouTube channel a little bit more than just the factory and here's how we make a few things. I wanted to make it where you can see a bit about us as a family, the business, the whole box and dice. You can see what it's like. You can see what we go through to make good products for people. That we don't make a lot of money. We actually hardly make a living, but I love what I do. And that's pretty important. They've always said, if you do what you love, then it's not a job. And that is true. It doesn't feel like a job. Even though I say work, it doesn't feel like work because I love what I do. So, I think that's very, very important. I have had jobs in the past where I've hated it, and actually one of them in particular was a place called Tyco Water. Now, Tyco, I think they're the 6th or 7th biggest company in the world. That's because they own a lot of, and you wouldn't even know, ADT. They're just so different businesses. And I worked in their water pipe division at Naval Base, making the water pipes. And my job was to, when the pipes were made, was to grind the steel down at the end of the pipes so they could put them in I forget what it's called now, but like a flanging machine to flange them out or in so they could fit into the next pipe. And I absolutely hated that job, but the money was good. The one good part about it was the section I worked in, grinding the pipes. It was a 9-inch grinder. I got very fit because these grinders were heavy. Most of the people they'd send to work with me in that area couldn't stay. They just would give up because the grinder was so heavy. They would, do a day or two and it was too hard. But I loved it because the bosses didn't go to that area because they were very dirty as well. They didn't like it. They always walked around it. But I used to get in there, get it done, even though I hated it. And eventually they put 2 shifts on. And when they put 2 shifts on, they thought they had a big contract. We started making all these pipes. And then they didn't secure the contract. And they went back down to 1 shift. And I was made redundant, which was good because I didn't like it anyway. But I wouldn't have left because I liked the money. So there's probably a lot of people in that situation where they hate their job, but it's got the stability, it's got the money, so they just stick with it. So I was glad to get redundant because that gave me a push. And then what did I do after that? After Tyco, I think that's when I went back into mining stuff. I'm pretty sure it was. I've done heaps of different things over the years. I've done a lot of different jobs and it's a lot of different experiences. When I first left school, I did my electrical trade. I did 3 years of that, and then I left that. I delivered pizzas for a little while. Then I worked. Oh, actually, hang on. I started that. Then I worked for a sign company in Sydney called Adam Signs, and they were great. I don't know if they're still around. This is like 1988, start of 88. I started with Adam Signs. I was working for Expo 88, and this was in Glebe in New South Wales. So I'm originally from Sydney, and so I started work with Adam Signs, and I loved it. And they had never employed anyone under the age of 18 before, so they were paying me full adult wage in 1988. It was like, back then it was like I think it was $439 a week. and it was fantastic. And on a Friday, I used to go down to Darling Harbour, and CDs were just all right. This must have kept running. I'm not sure what happened, but oh, that's right. That's what happened. The phone slipped down, and it went on to emergency. Um, the phone went on to the emergency call, and it was counting down in seconds. It was about to call the emergency services. So I just knocked it, and the phone just went on the floor of the van. I didn't realise this was still going. Anyway, I should wrap this up. I'll do another one because this really, oh, there's no viewers now, so I guess I'll end it.